My mom says that the fact that he smiled this early is kind of crazy.
Really?
High signs of intelligence. People are talking about it's gas. Bro, that was a smile.
No, for sure.
I'm sorry, dog. So the trick here with the socks here is you put it inside out, you know, like that, and you just grab his foot like that, and you just pull it over his foot. That way you don't have to like, does that make sense? That way you don't have to, you know, put the sock on like this. It's like hard because his toes spread out and shit. Okay, so Wolfe's here, as you already probably know. Okay, so your water broke. I posted a video. We went to lunch.
You weren't supposed to post the video, first of all.
No, that's actually not true. Our agreement was that we don't post the labor.
I know.
I'm tired of you telling me that that I did things wrong when I really didn't.
You weren't supposed to post the water breaking.
Not true. Now we're in a holding pattern until the baby comes. So that night we slept here. We didn't sleep.
Yeah, there was no sleeping. It was just pain. I had back labor the whole time. Yeah, so back labor, you don't really get a break. Like, it's almost like you have pain in between the pain. And I couldn't lay down and rest unless I was in the bathtub, which isn't super comfortable to rest in. But
like the doula came and was like, or no,
she came at 5.
The midwife came and was like, this isn't what it's supposed to be.
Which is really common for first time. Unfortunately, first time births are, I don't know why, end up in the hospital more. But I know plenty of people that have their first time home birth dream situation. Wasn't me. Although I will say the hospital did a great job of making it still feel really special.
We go to the hospital.
It was 5 o'clock on a Monday and there was no traffic somehow. There was like a little bit, but 5 o'clock on a Monday to Santa Monica, and we got there in 45 minutes. We got super lucky. We also we didn't have any gas in the car.
That was a Barney, huh, Wolf?
Yeah, he even said the night before, I don't have any gas in the car. I was like, we'll take mine.
Wolf knew it was a Barney.
So then they let me rest. We got there at like 6 o'clock. I got the epidural. The back pain went away. 14 hours later, I wasn't progressing past 6 centimeters.
I will say before we left the house, I was ready to I was almost going to get mad if they weren't going to be like, let's go to the hospital.
Yeah.
Because if they had made the wrong choice, it could have been bad for them too.
I was the one who was not ready to. I was scared to get in the car and I didn't want to accept.
Yeah. Dude, okay, the girl gets here. Right? Veronica's crying. One of the first things she says, she looks Veronica right in the eye and goes, we're not having a C-section.
No, she said...
It was like so gnarly. I didn't realize how...
She said other people's stories are not your story.
No, I know, but she's like,
I was
I'm
in
just gonna
fear
say
of like...
I never realized that girls cared so much about not having C-sections or just
Well, some girls sign up for it. I don't know like what people are thinking signing up for that.
Right.
It was so gnarly. Like, it's not the easier, it's not like, people always say like too posh to push. Like, C-sections are not easy, like by any means. So.
But if you like to just chill and be high and just recover and not have to do much, I think it's kind of a lot easier.
Yes, it's easier for the doctor. They like that it's scheduled. They make more money when they do C-sections. So that's why they've become more popular. I knew that my backup OB, she started as a midwife, so I knew if she was telling me I needed a C-section that it was real. So after 14 hours on an epidural, they had to give me Pitocin because I wasn't progressing. And
yeah, no one's sleeping.
And the whole reason I'm against induction in the first place, because I was late. I was 41 weeks and a day, which is actually the average first-time mom is 10 days late. And everyone's like, are you gonna get induced? You're gonna get induced. And typically induction is Pitocin, which is dangerous for the baby's heart. And that's what ended up happening when they told me that I needed a C-section, was because his heart rate was starting to drop. but it was not like ever an emergency, you know, like they told me at like 7 in the morning that I needed a C-section, and then I was scheduled for the C-section at 9:30. It wasn't like rush her in, like they're doing everything before it becomes an emergency. They notice the slightest dip and they're like, all right, this isn't worth it anymore. The big thing was that he had pooed inside of me. Meconium was present very early. One thing about at home is they don't have the equipment to rinse out his lungs if he was to swallow the meconium. When it started, more time started to go on and it started to get more stressful for him is when he's more likely to swallow it. So that's when, he doesn't like your clothes. That's when the decision was made that it was best for him. And I had to learn to lose my dream birth.
Bro, these socks are not it. He kicks them off.
They kick off all socks.
Right.
It's just a thing. So anyways, even the anesthesiologist made it like feel really special. It was great. But I had to get out of the hospital within like 2 days. I was like, they like wake you up, they're checking your vitals every minute. It's like you're not relaxed. And he was sleeping on this like hard thing. The food is horrible. I was just like, we tried to order Erewhon. They like stole our food. We never got it.
But the people were cool at the hospital. They taught us a lot.
Yeah.
And I think that when you have a baby, your first baby, to just have it and not.
Well, the midwives do that and more. They
Right,
come here the next
right,
day and the day after.
Yeah. Oh.
And they set you up.
But I will say this, waking up on like a little shitty couch in a hospital bed, well, not really waking up, just sort of like being in and out of like sleep and hearing like, you know, his heart rate's falling and like, we're gonna have to like, it just was like, it was gnarly. It was a lot. But I mean, it was great. It was great. So when he came, it was like, because it was so hard and like.
You start to feel like you're never going to meet him.
Yeah, it
started
crazy.
Feeling like, am I ever going to meet? And then when you see him, you're like, it didn't like connect that he was my kid still, but it was just like the anticipation of like meeting him and him being inside of me. And then finally it was like, who is this person inside of me already, you know?
What'd you think, Leo?
Yeah, we were super nervous, you know. We didn't know anything. We were like in the dark.
Yeah, you were like, don't tell.
No, my mom knew we went to the hospital.
So we were updating our family as soon as we knew anything. The problem is there's so much in between downtime of not knowing that they would have liked to be able to check in with us, but we didn't really want to be bothered every hour. So it was like, listen, we'll let you know when there's like an update. We went to the hospital and there was no update for the whole day, right?
Yeah.
So we didn't really have much to say. But as soon as I found out about the C-section, I told my dad was the keeper of the information, but also the distributor of the information.
I was crying and I felt like I was giving up.
Yeah, you felt like defeated. You kept saying.
Really?
You kept saying, I feel defeated. And you were just like, I don't know how much longer I can go. I just feel defeated. I felt so bad, man.
I asked my neighbor.
So then he came. He's great. We drove home. It was the best drive of my life. And then what?
The dogs met him.
Like having a live thing come out of you in a tub upstairs. Yeah, I was just rocking with you, honestly. I don't think you really fully understand.
No, I did. There was times I was like scared of the home birth, and like your confidence and like excitement to be home carried me through.
Yeah, I think the big part of it that people don't realize is you have time. I mean, we rushed to the hospital and then sat there for literally 24 hours. We could have drove there.
Well, I
at
rushed
any
for the
time.
epidural because the back was.
Yeah, but it's just, that's what it is.
And the only thing I could do for the back pain was have Pat squeeze my hips. He was sore. He was sore because every time I was like, my hips.
It's like, what am I doing? So you don't remember like feeling the drugs hit you when you put that long needle in your back?
Kind of, no.
Dude, I've been like waiting.
Yeah, that must have been like the best cocktail ever. Right in the spine. For me, it would have been like, it just turned on.
When you have
When the warm feeling comes over
when you
you.
have pain, it's different.
Not for me, it's not.